Welcome back to Vinyl Decal School. Thanks for joining me. Any likes, subscribes and follows are always appreciated, so thank you in advance for those. So I have my own vinyl decal business and my best sellers are for weddings. And I also have a wedding blog and an Etsy shop that just sells SVG designs and printables for weddings. So I thought it was about time that I did a video all about what you can make for your wedding using vinyl decals. Especially because I know a lot of people buy Cricuts and silhouettes to make crafts for their big day. So I thought this could be helpful. I will only mention what you can do with vinyl in this video though, because if I covered everything you can do with a cutting machine for your wedding, I think I'd probably be here all day. So I'll section it off into pre-wedding, ceremony, reception and gifts, and just do a general overview of all of the different types of things you can make using vinyl. So pre-wedding. So unless you're the one doing the proposal and you want to use vinyl in that somehow, then the first thing you need to think about is your announcement to let people know that you're engaged. And to do this in a fun way, you could make a sign with "I said yes" or "Our humans are getting married" on it if you've got pets, or "Mom or Dad said yes" if you've got kids. And then take a photo of the sign with whoever in the background and then send it out to everyone. That's just quite a fun way to announce your engagement, I think. As you're planning, you could also create a countdown sign, which is super easy to do with vinyl, and then get a bit of chalkboard vinyl to write the numbers on for your countdown. And you could also create your own wedding planning binder, maybe just like a scrapbook or some kind of album, and put a title on the front. And if you want to get a bit more in depth, you could use vinyl for all of the different sections as well. If you're doing a lot of DIY and buying loads of stuff in advance and you've just got it here, there and everywhere, it might also be a great idea to organise everything into storage or into boxes and then label each one with maybe what's in there or like what you still need to get, and just use it as a way to make sure you're not buying too much of the same thing, or you don't get to the week before your wedding and completely forget something. It's just another way to use vinyl labels to keep yourself organised basically. Then of course there are so many things you can make for your bachelorette, bachelor, hen party, stag do, bridal shower, you know what I'm talking about. The big party before the big day. So the obvious and probably the most common one that people do is t-shirts, but if you're going somewhere sunny, you could also do swimwear. Just make sure you have the right type of iron-on vinyl. You could do custom sunglasses and flip-flops. And then you can also do custom koozies or cups, tote bags, slippers. And then for the bride to be like a personalised sash and veil, although I think veil would be quite difficult to put iron-on vinyl onto, so you might want to skip that one. Or you can just keep it really low key and do some cute decorations and a welcome sign, especially if it's just like a more chilled out shower type thing that you're having. Whether you want to go all out or you want to keep it more minimal, there's so many different ways you can use vinyl. Then for just before the wedding, so the morning of your wedding, you can do champagne glasses, custom hangers, robes, shirts, pyjamas, or like a little keepsake box to give to your bride or groom before you say "I do," or loads of other things depending on the type of wedding that you're having. So the ceremony is where you can really start to have fun with creating decorations. Obviously, you can do the usual "Welcome to our wedding" sign. That's kind of a given if you've got a cutting machine. But there's so many ways you can do it. You can use acrylic, mirrors, wood or wooden pallets, photo frames, poster board. Just stick it on a wall, iron it onto like a wall hanging or some kind of material. The possibilities are endless depending on what kind of look you want to go for. Might also be worth thinking about directional signs as well if you need to kind of tell your guests where to go if it's not obvious. And you could also do some signs for down the aisle if you want to make that look really pretty for the photographs. You can make reserved signs for your bridal party to put on the seats at the front, make sure no one sits there. And you can create some little cute signs for your page boys or flower girls to hold as they walk down the aisle. They're always really well received and adorable. Or you could also add some decals to the bottom of your shoes. It's just like a nice little extra touch, even if you're the only one that really knows they're there and they're just kind of there for a photo opportunity. They're quite fun. Then moving on to the reception, you could do your seating plan if you're having one. Although I would say for this is probably going to be the most time consuming and fiddly if you're having like lots and lots of guests. So if you are, you might want to consider maybe just doing the title in vinyl and then doing all of the name cards printed out on card or something like that, because it is very fiddly. I know from experience, I've cut a lot of them and they take ages. But if that is what you want to go with, then go for it. Then you can also do different signs for each of the different areas around your reception. So if you've got like a cards and gifts table, do one for there. If you're giving your guests flip-flops or blankets, you can do a little sign to let them know that. If you're having like a s'mores area, like an outdoor games section, there's kind of loads of different quotes and stuff you can use to make signs for that. You can also incorporate vinyl into those sections as well. You could do a donut wall and have vinyl across the top of that to let everyone know what it is. You could make your own kind of photo booth prop. I've got a tutorial for that on my website. It's super easy to do. And you could also do a really cool custom guest book using like a piece of wood or a photo frame or something that's unique to you both. Add your names and date in vinyl in the middle and then get people to sign it throughout the night. Obviously just making sure that it is something that you will be able to keep for a long time and maybe isn't too large. And then there are all the different table decorations you can do as well. So you probably want table numbers or table names of some description. So this is super easy to do with vinyl. Just pop it on some like used wine bottles or spirit bottles or little wood slices or acrylic squares or anything that goes with your decor really. And then same again for place names really. You could use all different sorts of things to let people know where they're sitting. And this again could be reflected in your centerpiece so everything ties in together and is a similar theme. You could also add little labels or names on favors if you're making them, and it's just a nice little touch. Pinterest is basically your best friend for this. It has so many good ideas for making your wedding really unique and personalizing it to you and your other half. And so gifts, of course, there are loads of different DIY gifts you could make for your bridal party in particular. Like just popping their name on a gift box and putting lots of their favourite things in for one. It's a really easy one to do. But within that box you could also do custom champagne glasses, makeup bags, compact mirrors with their names on, and lots of other things depending on what they like. And you could also come up with some other fun little gifts for your guests, like if they're staying over, give them a hangover kit for the next day or door hangers, or just something little to say thank you for joining you. And if you're watching this and you're part of the bridal party rather than the married couple, then there are also some really great gifts you can make for the newlyweds as well, like pillows, mugs, t-shirts, glasses, nice stuff for their home and stuff they can use in their new life together. Again, just have a look at Pinterest for some of their ideas and or let your imagination go wild, especially if they both have particular interests. And then if you're not completely done with DIYing after all of that, you could also consider doing like a sign that you hold at your wedding with thank you on, and then you get a picture taken of that by your photographer, and then you can use that in your thank you cards that you send out after the big day. And that's all of the ideas I can think of for now. Obviously you probably won't want to use all of those, although no judgment if you do, you may as well make the most of your cutting machine. But I hope that helps anyway. And don't forget to check out my site, the DIY Brides Boutique, for lots more ideas and tutorials for your wedding. And please let me know in the comments if you have any other great wedding DIY ideas. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this in future.